Alright, now I'm going to continue talking about the NFL players and all of the signings and stuff right now. I'm going to get to talk more about what's happening in the NBA here in the next couple videos. If y'all don't want me to, y'all want to continue talking about the NFL and just the history of the NFL and stuff, you can just comment and tell me. It's alright with me. Football is my favorite sport. Football and basketball. I know more about the history of football. I know a lot about the history of football. But my favorite team is the Packers. I've always been a Packers fan, and when they won this year, I went crazy. Oh God, no! We do not want to skip that. We do not want to advance to week 2. Oh, please tell me I canceled it. Okay, I canceled it. Good. In this video, by the way, it's just going to be my first practice session. Just to let you know, so y'all see what I meant by the practice points. And if you really think you're going to be bored of this, I'm going to be continue talking about the NFL. So don't worry about getting bored. Hopefully, I'm being entertaining with what I'm talking about. I'm really tired. I'm not bored right now. Just to let you guys know. But anyway, back to the signing and trade issues. A big story on the NFL last year was the benching of Donovan McNabb in week 14, considering there's 17 weeks in football. But, 16 games. Anyway, though, in week 14, he was set, and Rex Grossman came in and played for him. A lot of fans were mad that happened, and then now we hear people saying, "Oh, Donovan McNabb's terrible." If you were mad that happened, then how is Donovan McNabb bad? I guess you could say Rex Grossman is worse. Rex Grossman didn't do terrible, but he didn't do good at all, so he did average. But anyway, to talk to him getting traded, it's a very high possibility. If he gets traded, though, he's going to get traded for like a 4th round or 3rd round pick at best. But I am guessing that he'll probably just be released. I know they'd like to get something out of him, but I doubt it's going to happen, and he's just going to be a bad part of that locker room. Now, as of where he's going to go, I believe the Minnesota Vikings will pick him up. They did get pick 14. They got the quarterback from FSU. Doesn't look terrible. He's always trained with Blaine Gabbert. They're really good friends, and Blaine, I was really surprised that he did go in the 1st round. He was projected as like a mid-2nd round or late 1st round. But I really think that Donovan McNabb will go there and mentor him, probably start and for the first year or 2, and then will just take up as a 2nd string position. Donovan McNabb is getting older, and I'm guessing that he'll end up retiring here soon. But oh God, look at that stiff arm! Look at that dirty stiff arm. But I think that he is still a good quarterback, and that he would really do good for the Vikings. This is my first practice session as a quarterback. I'm not minding it. I'm not really getting that many open receivers, but I'm hitting who I can, and I should get the reception there. But I love how they have the names so screwed up on this NCAA. I wish they'd just take the time to make the roster. It's really annoying that they won't take the time to just make the roster names. I know there's always stuff going on, but still, they can take the time to just make the roster, and they can update it as it goes. But another thing I want to talk about, since I'm done talking about the Donovan McNabb stuff, is the top 100 list that NFL Total Access had. I agree with parts of the list, but other parts I was extremely mad. Jared Allen was that number 80 on the list, okay? I don't know if you guys are interested in talking about this. I know some of you probably are just looking forward to college football, but sorry, I know more about the NFL, so I'm going to talk about the NFL. Hope that you guys don't mind that. But the top 100, they had Jared Allen at number 80, okay? And they had something like 9 or 10 or something like that defensive ends ahead of him. Jared Allen, if you're asking me, in defensive ends, by the way, not right outside linebackers like James Harrison, or DeMarcus Ware, okay? So they had him ranked at 80. Okay, Jared Allen is at least a late 30 mid 30 player. Okay, top 30, 35 player. Anyway, though, I think that that was the big thing for me that made me mad. And Terrell Owens, you can say what you want. Terrell Owens has been the most productive receiver, whatever team he's went to. You can't argue that. The Eagles he was. The San Francisco 49ers he was. You might not have known all about that. He played for them in his rookie year. The Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Cincinnati Bengals. Name one receiver that was better than him on any of them teams. Chad Ochocinco was good, but he wasn't as productive as T.O. was. But, continuing what I was talking about, I think that Terrell Owens, and they had 16 or 17 receivers ahead of him. So, yeah, you can name, I know he's not, I would put him at, like, the 10th or 11th best receiver in the NFL. But that's something that made me mad. Moving on, though. Another big thing that made me mad in the top 100 list was Greg Jennings. He was put in the 60s, okay, and they had like 7 or 8 people ahead of him wide receiver wise. I think that he's the number 3 wide receiver in the NFL, behind Andre Johnson, Calvin Johnson, Megatron, okay, and Larry Fitzgerald. He's the number 4, I guess. Okay, so I don't know how they have that many people ahead of him. As you see, guys, I get done with my week. I'm gonna go until 10 minutes. So, however far I get into my week 2 game at 10 minutes, and then I'll make another part to this. So, just go along with it. Anyway, I don't know how they had him ranked that low. I think he is also a mid 30 guy, early 30 guy. So I don't know how that was. They had Miles Austin at closely ranked to him, and in my opinion, Greg Jennings is much better than him. This isn't a bias because I like the Packers or anything, but I just think that was really, it dumbfounded me how that happened. But in case you guys didn't watch the last episode, the number 1 player overall ended up being Tom Brady, Peyton Manning number 2, and Adrian Peterson number 3. The last thing I want to say though, for low rank wise, is Darrelle Revis was 8. Okay, all right. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed were Ed Reed number 5 and Ray Lewis was number 4. Okay, in my opinion, the number 3 player in the NFL should have been Darrelle Revis. No offense, Adrian Peterson. Even though he is a rival of my team, he's one of my favorite running backs in the NFL. But I was really mad when I seen that he was ranked 8, because the Jets are my second favorite team. They just can't get it done though, and I really like the New York teams. I don't like the Giants though. I like the Jets and the Knicks. The Knicks are looking better, NBA wise. They're looking better this year. They're really looking up for me. So the New York teams, anyway. Hopefully they can get to the championship next year. But back to talking about Darrelle Revis. He should have been number 3 easily. He's the best defensive player in the NFL, without a doubt, if you ask me. Palomalu is a little bit overrated, if you ask me. I think Clay Matthews should have been Player of the Year last year. Again, it's not my Green Bay bias. I just, stats overall, I think he was a better player. I'm going to cut the video right here, and I'll continue talking about what I'm talking about in the next video. So be ready for week 2. So, yeah, see you guys. Peace.